everybody, and welcome to the Daily Moon Power Message, as I've been calling it. My name is Yasmin Boland, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm just hopping on here every day while we're all in lockdown. Just been told I think lockdown's going to last until at least May 11. Looking at the stars, June really does seem like a good time for this lockdown to end. Now we'll see what happens, but June, I think it's got eclipses, it's got Mercury retrograde, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of this, we went into the heat of all this when Mercury was retrograde, so I think it could well be that Mercury retrograde undoes it. Now we're going to wait and see how the world is different after COVID-19. I actually started this cycle saying, I don't think it's going to be at all different. I kind of had this idea that we're all going to come out of it just exactly the same, just in a hurry to go on holidays and so on. But actually over the last 4 weeks that this has been going on, I've started to see changes in myself, and I started to see changes in the people around me, and I actually think I was wrong. I think we are going to be a bit different. Hopefully that's not wishful thinking, but I feel like there have been so many lessons learned and so many different habits started and practices begun and so on. So let's wait and see. We shall see. Thank you for letting me know where you're from. Actually on Facebook I can't see where anyone's from. I can't see any messages. Let me just see if I leave a message myself, then the messages start to flow through. On Instagram I can see Kelly Dean. I can see Pammy Baby Yogi, Angelic Light Symphony, that's beautiful. Okay, I can't see the messages on Facebook, but I will look at them afterwards. So today what I wanted to talk about is the fact that we are just before the new moon, and what that means, and also to tell you about what I'm going to be doing for the new moon for anyone who wants to join me. Let me start by mentioning, for anyone who wants to join my online new moon ceremony, I'll be doing it on the day of the new moon, which now I can't remember, is it tomorrow or the next day? I think it's the 23rd, isn't it? I'll be doing a free online ceremony where we'll do new moon wishing, and we'll do the worksheet probably. Anyway, you can sign up for that. You can register for that. It's free at my Facebook events page. So if you go to my Yasmin Boland page and you click events, you'll see a link there. But remember, it's not on the page you're watching now. It's on the Hey House Facebook page. And you'll sign up for it, you'll get the link, and then I'll remind you on my daily message. But it'd be great to see you there. It's such an important thing to honour the new moon, and we'll be doing some chanting to Durga, the goddess Durga, who I love, who's strongly related to Kali, if you've been doing the Kali mantra chanting with me. So there's that. The link for the Facebook messages page, in case you can't work it out, is moonmessages.com/FB events for Facebook, FB events. So you can sign up for that. It's free. It's great. We love it. I'm also going to be doing, for anyone who is Cancerian rising, so if you are Cancerian rising, this is your lucky new moon wishing month. And we have had so many sign-ups for our lucky new moon webinar, our Written in the Stars webinar it's called. We've had so many sign-ups, we've actually upgraded our technology, and we're taking it, it's not going to be a Zoom meeting anymore, it's going to be a webinar on a whole different software, because we couldn't get enough people onto Zoom. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. And if you're Cancerian rising, it's basically going to tell you all about your year ahead. I'm actually going to do the new moon planner with people, so you can plot out all the new moons for the year ahead. I'm going to take you on a guided tour around your chart, and we'll make some really powerful new moon wishes. I actually don't think I'm going to do them in the Facebook event. I think I'm just going to do them in the Written in the Stars workshop. So if you're Cancerian rising, that is on moonmessages.com/written, WRITTN for Written in the Stars, moonmessages.com/written. So let's talk about why this time of the month is so powerful, and it really is. It's because we are going into what's called the dark moon phase. Now, if you have studied astrology, then you know that what we could call the Dane-Rudyard model, that's kind of the model that most astrologers learn as we learn astrology, has 8 main phases, okay? So there's the new moon, when we set our intentions. There's a crescent moon, when we go for it. There's the first quarter moon, when challenges come up. There's the gibbous moon, where we start to feel actually a little bit like we probably feel now. It's a different thing. It's just before the full moon, and we start to be all filled up with all our hopes and dreams and wishes and intentions. Gibbous means bulging, okay? Then we get the cosmic emotional explosion of the full moon, which is when, so that was all the waxing cycle. Then we move into the waning cycle, which is time to breathe out. We're in the waning cycle now. We go to the disseminating moon, which is when we start to sort of share all our knowledge. The third quarter moon, when we get a kind of a last crisis connected to our feelings at the full moon. Then we get the balsamic moon, okay, which actually means healing and soothing. So it's a time to be healing and soothing. And I actually found yesterday quite healing and soothing. I was actually quite worked up yesterday, and doing the chanting, the Mahakali chanting that we're doing before I do these sessions. There's also a link to that in my Facebook events page. You can come along. It's a Zoom thing. It's free. I'm actually doing it with people that I go to an ashram with in India, but I had permission to open it up to everyone. So I found that quite healing and soothing yesterday doing the chanting. It really helped me process, because I was going into fear about something. And the chant we're doing, I'm sure you've all seen it by now, most of you have. It's the Mahakali chant, and it's to release any negativity, and that includes fear, jealousy, resentment, frustration, anger, anything like that, okay? And so then that's when, normally in astrology, you would move from the balsamic moon, and the next phase would be the new moon, which is what we're about to get. However, there is what you could call the 9th phase of the moon, and I've thought for a long time I should write about this. And maybe I will eventually. I've got so much to write at the moment. But the 9th phase of the moon, you could call it, is what they call the dark moon. And it's kind of more of a witchy thing. And as I say, I probably am a witch, but I don't do Wicca. I haven't been trained, it's all just from my heart, like goddesses and angels and witches are all kind of part of the same thing for me. But then the dark moon is the time, like the darkest time, like you can't see the moon at this time of the month. So you call it the dark moon because it's invisible. And if you see symbols like these symbols here, for example, whenever you see a black moon, that's the dark moon or the new moon. So the new moon and the dark moon are kind of very similar things or similar moments. And remember, these are just words that we humans have come up with for this lunar cycle, okay? But as my old friend and late great mentor, Jonathan Kaner, used to say all the time, it's now, as we move into the dark of the moon and then the new moon, it's when the veil between the worlds is thinnest. Okay, it's when the veil between the worlds is thinnest. Now, what does that mean? Well, for one thing, it means it's a very good time to be starting to think about your intentions, okay? Because you can kind of, for one thing, if you want to look at it in a very spiritual sense, to move away from the witchy side of things, which truly I don't know that much about, but if you think of it, the fact that we are all multi-dimensional beings, okay? Now, what does that mean? You've probably heard of the concept of your higher self, okay? Let me know in the comments if you've heard of your higher self. And by the way, if you know anyone who really needs to get back on track, share this with them. Share the video with them, because maybe it can help them, because this is a really important time of the month for anybody who wants to get back on track. So the higher self, okay, your higher self is basically the part of you that is sort of higher. It's connected to, more closely connected to the divine. It knows it's divine. It's the part of you that knows it's connected to all life everywhere. Okay, that's your higher self, but it's not here. Here we are, here, pinch us, we're in 3D, okay? But consider the idea that we are multi-dimensional beings and that we exist in various dimensions, okay? That's how we make magic. That's why we are divine. Like one thing, there are lots of gurus out there who kind of teach, follow me. But my teacher, Narayana in India, who's where we get the chanting from that we're doing every day. My teacher actually teaches we are all divine, okay? It's just a matter of us knowing it and waking up to it. And someone on Instagram, It So Is, just said, yes, the woke part. Yes, exactly, which is why I just used the word awake. We're waking up to it. That part of us is woke. The woke part of us is our higher self. It's the part of us that knows it's divine. So now, if we go back to the idea that the veil between the worlds is thinnest now, okay? So we have the most access to that woke part of us, okay? So it's just a really, really important time to be connecting with our higher self. And you can do that through meditation. Here we are. We've got someone who knows all about the dark moon from more witchy side, I think. Earth Soul Zen, the night of the dark moon is for banishing that which no longer serves you, making way for intentions and new moon wishes. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. And that's what we do on an intuitive level without even knowing. That's kind of the tradition. So there you go. Amazing. The veil is fading, says Elizabeth. Yes. Be your own guru, says Jackajan. Yes, be your own guru. Well, be your own guru, but some people like to have a guru. Some people like to have a teacher. I love having a teacher who I can look to, who's, just helps me. So be your own guru, but also if you need a guru, if you need a teacher, find a teacher. I personally, that's my feeling. Anyway, so what I thought I would do today, and it might seem to have very little to do with what we've been talking about, but actually it's really powerful. I want to do some pranayama breathing, which many of you will have done if you go to yoga classes, just because it's a really good way to balance the body and to balance the left hand, right hand sides of the brain, and just to bring ourselves into alignment. And, as we move towards the new moon, it's a really, really good time to be in alignment. And it's not going to make great Facebook Live or Instagram Live fodder. And it's especially not going to be great on SoundCloud, which some of you will be listening to this on. So I'm not going to do it for a very long time, but just for those of you who've never done it, I just wanted to share it. I actually started to do pranayama when I was about 13 or 14, if there are any friends from school watching. It was on Friday afternoon activities. At school we used to do something called activities on a Friday afternoon, and I chose to do yoga, which kind of surprises me now because I didn't know that I was interested in all that stuff. But obviously I was from a very young age, and I remember learning to do pranayama breathing rather, when I was so I would have been about 13 or 14. And I believe that was one of the things that got me on this path now, looking back. Because when you start to do things like pranayama yoga, your life starts to change. It just does. And I know that sounds really far-fetched, but I'm going to encourage you to give it a go. And for that reason, I try and get my son to do pranayama yoga because I want to help him kind of to wake up as well. So pranayama yoga, for those of you who don't know, take your right hand, okay? Now, in the Hindu tradition, the right hand is like the sacred hand or the clean hand or whatever you want to call it. So take your right hand, and I think now I'm getting worried. Is it use your left hand for pranayama? You know what? I'm gonna look into it a bit tomorrow because I don't want to give you the wrong information. And I've just suddenly thought I think it's the right hand because that would make sense. But I'm not a yoga teacher, and maybe it's the left hand. Actually, maybe someone can tell me. Tell me. Elspeth, hello in Paris. Unfortunately, I can't see the messages in... Can someone tell me if they want to start with the left? I mean, it has to be the right hand, doesn't it? Because why would we... right hand. Okay, yeah, exactly. It has to be the right hand. Sorry, I'm not a yoga teacher, and I panic about not giving the right information. Yes, right hand for Vishnu Mudra. Right hand. Okay, we've got a consensus of right hand. It makes sense because in India, if you ever go to do anything with your left hand, they all go, oh, no, stop, because they don't use their left hand for anything except, you know, personal ablutions, let's put it like that. Right hand, yes, everyone's saying right hand, okay. All right, so that sounds right, because I know that then you're supposed to breathe through the left nostril first. Okay, fine, we got it. So take your right hand and close off your right nostril. Okay, your right nostril. And then you're going to breathe in through your left nostril. Okay, so here we go. And then you can put your fingers on your third eye if you want. Now swap so that you're here. You're closing your left nostril and you're releasing your right nostril. We'll just do it once through and then we'll do it for real. So, and then breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. Close the right nostril and breathe out through the left nostril. Okay, breathe in through the left nostril. Oh, actually, now you know what to do. So that's one round. So in through the left nostril, out through the right nostril, in through the right nostril, and out through the left nostril. And we're going to do it 3 times, okay? It's a very, very powerful process. I'm a bit embarrassed that I was a bit unsure about how to do it. I just do it, and I've never taught it because, as I've said 3 times now, I'm not a yoga teacher. I actually would love to be a yoga teacher, so I might study that one day, but I haven't done it yet. So here we go. Right hand, the clean hand, the sacred hand. Breathing in, and you can put your fingers up there if you like, that's on your third eye, and breathe in through the left nostril. And breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. And out through the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril. And out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. And out through the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril. And out. Breathe in. And out. So there you go, that's it. Now, if you want to learn how to do it really properly, I strongly recommend you go onto YouTube and find yourself a proper yoga teacher who's going to show you exactly how to do it. But once you do it, it's one of those things you can just do at home. And someone was saying, what is the purpose of that? The purpose is basically, as far as I'm aware, is to balance the body, okay? And to balance the left and right hand sides of the brain, and also to bring peace. And so the reason why I've been doing it a bit more lately is because when I was interviewing Kulreet Chowdhury, who wrote Sound Medicine, she was mentioning that she does a bit of yoga, a bit of pranayama, and some chanting every single day. And I thought, yeah, I love pranayama. I haven't done it for so long, but I probably should have done a bit more research before I tried to show you what it is here today. It actually came to me when I was doing my chanting beforehand. You know what, I'm going to do pranayama on the Facebook Live today. So that's that. So I think that's about it for today. By the way, if you want to understand the basics of the new moon manifesting process that I use, we have the free kit. It's the moonmessages.com/new kit. I put a link in Facebook, and I will see you back here same time tomorrow. And now I'm going to read all your Facebook messages and Instagram messages. Lots and lots of love, guys.